For over 5 years, I've been obsessing about this place. Ever since I discovered it while doing some research for our 2014 Four Corners road trip, which we did in a rental 28-foot-long Class C motorhome. Doing what I'm about to do would have been imprudent in such a rig. In fact, I am not sure it is entirely prudent with my current setup, but we've come this far. It is often described as a smaller-scale version of the iconic Monument Valley, except it is BLM land, our free public land, which means I can camp in it, I can fly the drone. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this moment for a long time. Let's explore Valley of the Gods, Utah.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV, yeah.
Greetings once again from the Valley of the Gods. What an amazing place this is. Let's look for a campsite, and there are plenty of these pullouts throughout the road, which, by the way, is not as rough as I was expecting. There we can see Monument Valley in the distance. The idea is to camp at a site with a nice view like this one, for example, but not so deep into the valley that I might lose cell phone signal. I mean, I don't really mind being off-grid from time to time, but if it can be avoided, especially at a remote place like this one, it is better. Also, the deeper you go into the valley, the worse the road can be, potentially. Alright, this is perfect. Except for the fact that we are getting 0 bars. As much as I would love to sleep among all these giants. I saw a couple of spots back there which might be better. What a view, huh? You think it might rain? This one is pretty nice, actually. This one too. Let's backtrack a little more. Alright, this is it. It may not be the absolute best one, but we've got a faint signal and, to be honest, I'm tired of looking. I'll tell you what, this is neither a national park, nor a state park, or Navajo Tribal Park for that matter. This is BLM. And we, drone pilots, we don't get to fly at cool places like this one all that often anymore. Not legally, anyways. And even though we don't have the best lighting right now, this is still an amazing place. Well, this place was certainly bucket list for me. Ever since we did the Four Corners in 2014, and I didn't feel that the Class C RV we had was appropriate to do this road, which, as you saw, there are some sketchy parts, but it's not all that bad.
But yeah, this is the Valley of the Gods. By the way, check out this weird plant here. That is. And this is amazing. It's too bad that I arrived a little too late in the day and that it is kind of cloudy, but maybe tomorrow morning. I'm gonna check the weather forecast. One good thing about this site right here, I guess we have a view of line of sight, and we have very slow, but we have some internet, and we're communicated, which is good. Because over there, I tried over there. There's nothing. There's no communication at all whatsoever over there. All right, this is the view. And that's gonna be the view out my window tomorrow morning, which is quite amazing. This, of course, middle of nowhere. There's probably 5 or other RVs within a 10-mile radius.
Doesn't that look like Homer Simpson? Oh no, maybe the desert is already messing with my brain. Am I going to have a neighbor disturbing my peace here? Probably not. There, that's my closest neighbor.
It's amazing.
I think it is going to be one of those spectacular desert sunsets.
Well, good morning. Yeah, this is the view.
Yeah, such a treat to wake up to this. Such desolate beauty. I decided to unhitch and go exploring. Let's go see the rest of the valley. There's my neighbor. Let's stop right here. Remember I almost camped here last night? Check it out, a Class C going down the road. Here's something I didn't notice from the ground. Notice how all these buttes are perfectly aligned, as if many years ago they were all part of the same formation, eroded through time. And this one kind of looks like a hand, kind of similar to the ones called mittens at Monument Valley. And I keep mentioning Monument Valley. More about that later. Whoa, I'm glad the drone has forward collision sensors. As you can see in this area, the road not so easy to navigate with an RV. I'm glad I dropped the trailer where I did. Let's stop here real quick once again for another quick flight. And we caught up with the Class C, which seems to be doing okay. Some parts are like a roller coaster ride. Let's fly again, and I'm sorry if I'm overdoing it, but it is such a rare opportunity to be able to fly at a place like this. There's one of those sandstone formations that seems to defy gravity.
Hi, how's your Winnebago handling the road?
Well, pretty good.
Pretty good?
Actually. But just make sure it's not longer than 25 feet. There are a few holes.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
We are reaching the western entrance to the valley, and there's a bed and breakfast. What do you say we drive to the top of that mesa coming up ahead? This is it, the western entrance. And in the distance, once again, we see Monument Valley, which we are not going to visit today, but we'll do a drive-by for sure. Now, as if we needed any more excitement in our lives, we're going to do Moki Dugway, an unpaved 10% grade road to the top of the mesa. Absolutely not recommended for RVs. The road keeps going and there are other vista points, but let's just park here and enjoy the scenery. There in the distance, once again, Monument Valley. And the lone rock formation is called Alhambra Rock. The canyon in front of it, that would be the San Juan River. And down there, Valley of the Gods. I wonder if I can spot Minitini from up here. Probably not. It is probably behind one of those buttes. And that's the general direction where we're going next. West. Going downhill is as much of an adventure as coming up was. Look at these two, stopped in the middle of the road to take a picture. Should I tell them that the view is much better from the top? Actually, there are great views everywhere and it may not look it, but it is a two-way road. Let's go back, pick up minutes in the trailer so we can continue west. I want to be in the Grand Canyon by tomorrow and then Las Vegas for Independence Day. Very excited because Ili is flying to Las Vegas and we're going to celebrate both our birthdays together. Really looking forward to that.
Quick breakfast here and, of course, this is my view.
Let's stop by Goosenecks State Park real quick.
Remember this place? Goosenecks State Park.
This is the San Juan River, by the way. Last time we were here back in 2014, we had the place almost to ourselves. Today, there are a few people, not crowded by any means, but it is such a great view that I had to stop. Not to mention the good memories. It was here that I saw the Milky Way for the first time since I was a teenager. That's a cool looking fiberglass fifth wheel. And as I said, great place to overnight. Very little light pollution, so you will see stars you never knew existed. And this is as far as I'm going. Maybe a little further, huh? I wonder if they have tours where you can take a boat down the San Juan River. That would be cool. And wow, that almost looks sculpted.
Goosenecks State Park. You know, I would love to...
Make a U-turn.
Okay, U-turn, 18 I would love to linger here in perpetuity, but... Truth is...
Continue
Can you
on
see me?
Utah 316 East for 4 miles.
And I totally lost my train of thought.
We need to continue.
Amazing colors, huh? There's a curious rock formation coming up here, and if you use your imagination, it kind of looks like a gentleman sporting a sombrero, hence the name Mexican Hat Rock. Let's stop real quick so we can see it better.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to
I was gonna put gas here at the town of Mexican Hat, but it's kind of crowded, and I still have plenty, so I'm going to continue. Although, I should be careful. In this area, gas stations can be few and far between.
to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west.
This stretch of road here is what is known in pop culture as Forrest Gump Point, the very spot where he got tired of running and decided to go back home.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving through New Mexico, Arizona, even California. I'm gonna get my kicks on 66. The mountains and the desert are my fix. Driving to the west in my RV is where I wanna be.
Alright. One last view of Monument Valley. Alright, Arizona, here we are.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west.
Is that Aglatha Peak I see? It sure is, also known as El Capitan, and it is considered sacred by the Navajo people.
Getting into Utah, Colorado, high above sea level is my motto. Into the thin air, I might see a bear. Nothing like the West doesn't compare. Driving through the West in my RV is where I wanna be.
Well, did an RV wash? I mean, it didn't really needed it. So did the truck, actually. They both needed it. Although it tells you 5 coins, right? But I went through 4 sets of 5 coins. So. Oh well, $5 I paid in the end for both, which is actually not so bad in the great scheme of things. Alright, an hour and a half from Page, Arizona, and then we'll reassess the situation, see what we want to do.
It's gonna be about an hour and a half from here to Page, so I'll let you know when we get there.
Driving to the west. 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 Driving through the west. Driving to the west. Driving to the west. Driving to the west.
Oh yeah, that site of the Navajo Power Station. It's a clear sign that we are arriving in Page, Arizona.
This is such a beautiful area, And in a way, this is where it all started. That trip to the Four Corners in 2014 with the rental Class C was the tipping point that made us decide to get Minnie the trailer. And the rest is history. That's why all this brings so many good memories. I'm actually torn between staying at the Walmart or looking for a campground. There are 2 RV parks with full hookups in the area that I know of. One of them is Wawip Resort, where we stayed back in 2014, and the other one is called Lake Powell Campground, and I would stay here at the Walmart, no problem, except that it is really hot. And I don't feel like running the generator full throttle in order to run the AC until it cools at night. I'd like to think of the generator as a last resort.
Deja vu, huh?
Let's go to Lake Powell Campground. I called and they have vacancy. And they offer a good SAM discount. I might do a load of laundry while I'm at it.
Alright, very nice. I'm set. It was $41.10 after taxes. And I got the 10% discount with Good Sam. So I'm just gonna look for my site. Yeah, I was calling the Wawep campground where we stayed last year, but they wouldn't answer the phone. And for a second, I pondered the idea of staying at the. Hold on, let me see. This is 57. Okay, I see. I made the wrong turn. But it's okay. I'll back it in. It's 46. I was pondering with the idea of staying at the Walmart, but it's too hot, and I don't want to run the generator like overnight, you know. So. $46 for air conditioner only. Might seem a little steep, but it's not bad actually. I've done worse.
Some people tell me that I pay too much for campgrounds. Perhaps. If I was traveling at a slower pace, maybe I could take advantage of weekly or even monthly rates, but sometimes all I really need is one night with peace of mind, 30 amps, and a long shower. And today, that's exactly what I need, and I'll gladly pay $40 for it.
Let's see.
Well, good morning. Got some work done, did a load of laundry. It was a productive night. By the way, most people in my section were foreign tourists in rental RVs. That is something I noticed the 2 previous times I've been here. Lots of Germans, particularly. Must be a thing. Well, today we are going to the Grand Canyon, and I have never been to the North Rim, so really excited to visit. This here coming up on the right-hand side is the new Horseshoe Bend parking lot. It used to be just a trailhead with a small parking lot, but now the National Park Service took over and they are charging admission. They've made some upgrades like a viewing platform with partial railing, and they are going to make the trail ADA compliant. I think I liked it better the way it was before. Natural, unspoiled. But change is the only constant in life. Actually, an ADA-compliant trail might be a good thing. It will definitely allow more people to see that marvelous place. And let me tell you, I was tempted to stop, but I've been there before. I even made a nice video. In fact, there is so much to see back in Page. There's Lake Powell, Antelope Canyon, and I'll be back, I promise. But today I rather explore something I haven't seen yet. We can already see the Vermilion Cliffs in the distance, and what a gorgeous place this is. Pretty soon we're going to be crossing the Colorado River over Marble Canyon on the famous Navajo Bridge, originally built in 1929, replacing a ferry service just north of here, at what happened to be the only place in hundreds of miles with access to the Colorado from both sides. The original bridge is now pedestrian only, after it was replaced by the current bridge in 1995. Let's go into the interpretive center and walk on the old bridge. Did you see any oversized parking in there? Neither did I, so let's go down to Lees Ferry instead. You know, the spot where they used to have the ferry. It would be cool to see the Colorado River up close. This is technically not an oversized parking, but there's no one else here and I won't be too long.
Oh, cool, there's 14-day parking here. Paria Beach is a BLM land. Oh yeah, we know that. Well, you know, before they had built the old Navajo Bridge and then the new Navajo Bridge, the only way to cross around here was a ferry. And I do believe the ferry used to cross right over there. That's a flatter area. And by the way, there's BLM here, a 14-day. So, 14 days. Entering Grand Canyon National Park, permit required for overnight use, no fires. All right, no, we're not gonna overnight. We're just a few minutes here. I just want to see the Colorado River, and then we go to the actual Grand Canyon because time is of the essence. By this time tomorrow, I want to be in Las Vegas. More about that later. But yeah, that's the mighty Colorado River. Let's check it out. Well, very, very soft sand. This is a nice beach. I don't know how much of a swimming beach it is going to be because, as you can see, the Colorado is roaring. The Vermilion Cliffs. This here definitely worth coming back one of these days and spending a whole lot of time here, especially today that the weather is like, it's almost a perfect weather day. I mean, it's still morning, so it's not too hot. I know it's gonna be in the hundreds in the afternoon, I'm sure. But let's do something real quick. Yeah, pretty chilly. Pretty chilly. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what kind of bacteria is in that water. All right, let's head back to Minitini through this. It's very soft sand, very sandy bottom here.
Ooh, what is this place? Is that like a house with a rock on top? There are some Native American vendors, you know, arts and crafts and stuff. As the story goes, apparently the house was built around this rock by a couple in the late 1920s, whose car broke down right here, and they decided this might be a swell place to live.
Well, it doesn't look very safe here, but some graffiti here.
Eventually, they opened a restaurant, a gas station, and the rest is history. Or legend, perhaps.
Well, at this rate, we're never gonna make it to the Grand Canyon, but I had to check this place out. That was pretty cool. Uh-oh, this doesn't look very... Okay, I'll just go out through here. Very, very slowly.
On the next episode, the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, no matter which rim, never gets old. And I had never been to the north rim here, and as you can see, the view is absolutely spectacular.
I'm riding in my